Dude, welcome back to the Dudes and Sports Podcast. I'm your host, PC, and we've got another great episode for you guys today. We actually have somebody back, actually deciding to show up to the podcast for once. I mean, unbelievable. He's back. He's going to have some
Can't
crazy
GE worse,
takes.
right? Oh my gosh, of course it can. We didn't even spell the gosh dang title of the episode right.
Yep, that's what
Sorry,
happens when
continue.
the other producer, tries to step in and just
Who's
correct
here?
her mistake. It is K Stealth that is here, and of course the main man for Way Out West, who is already in a mood because his Jets are 0-6. We'll get there.
No, we figured that.
We're gonna figure something out eventually. Hopefully, at some point. Who knows? But K
Run the
Stealth,
cover play!
K Stealth, what's going on in your average life right now?
A lot of family stuff, a lot of experiences taken in.
Is that
Uh,
family growing? Any news you want to break here on the Dudes and Sports?
not yet, not yet. But keep going, keep going. No, not yet, not yet. But hopefully soon, whatever soon
You
is.
haven't figured out how to get butt pregnant yet?
What? How does that? How does that work? Just kidding. Don't answer that question.
Yeah,
Ask
that's-
your pastor.
Yeah.
No, just yeah, experiencing life. If you guys don't know this is not a number one priority in my life. This is something I enjoy to do on my free time. But
It's called
yeah,
damage control.
life's been good. The Jayhawks football team has showed us what they are. Lance Leipold have fun at Wisconsin next season. MLB playoffs has been exciting. The Chiefs have tried to play like a good football team,
God,
uh,
Juju's good.
but weekend was I had fun this weekend. I had a lot of fun this weekend. A lot of other people did not have fun this weekend, but I did. I had a lot of fun.
P4, did you have a lot of fun this weekend? Is that you had a lot of fun? Or just a
Yeah,
little bit of
yeah.
fun?
I mean, come on, you gotta stop and smell the roses every once in a while. I mean, yeah, it didn't rain all weekend. There was a couple hours like in the morning today, and you go outside with the dog. I mean, you can find stuff that's good. Lot that's bad. I mean, yeah, right. The chapters are
Right.
sometimes different sizes. Um, high school football, you gotta go and play. Try your best, I guess. Um, but yeah, proud of them. They go out there and they're present. Um, other than that, we've got playoff baseball. M's are doing pretty good. That was that was I guess one of the highlights was watching a baseball team I didn't really care too much about, but
It's kind of fun to watch him play.
yeah, I mean
That was a
15 innings
really
is crazy.
that was a really
That's
good
awesome.
game.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that coming up. Football, as far as professional, you got the Jets. I mean, I think I would put what's dipshit's name? Justin Fields. I'd put him at kick returner. I think. I think that's where he's best. And I know I try to be pro player, and obviously he's a very talented guy. He's not that. He's not. It's hard to say. He's a thrower, not a passer. Just from what I see, as far as uh, I mean, he'll spend 14 seconds at the line of scrimmage barking orders, and then there'll be three unblocked guys. And you're like, well, what the fuck were you guys talking about when you were talking up there? But we'll get into the Jets later. Duke, Blue Devils. We hired
close.
Jason Tatum as like the like
Yeah, like
mascot.
just to give him money to be able to spoon back into the program,
Awesome.
so he's making millions. So you might as well give some back to Duke to go
Yeah.
get more money because that's all it is a money making business now. in
Yeah,
college
so
athletics.
when that CBS sports desk check clears for Hunter, you can expect the same role to open
I
up
definitely
at
not. I
KU.
don't think that role is
Much
open to
smaller
Hunter.
pool. Much smaller pool.
Yeah, but I don't really think I don't think they really want him anywhere near any of that organization. I think he just should
Pay him
go
to
over
stay
to
away.
Taiwan and just go play, be like that one kid that from Taiwan that loves the American. Look at that good American. Yeah.
Hey, didn't that one kid without the arm like get signed to a G League or something? Did I hear that right?
I don't know. I don't know. We can look that up.
Good ball player,
For
but
sure.
all right. Anything else happen? Really? Oh, UFC was dope.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Brazil, Chama, yeah, Charles do Bronx. That's super cool that he won. Was real close on our bets, but as you know, parlays are suckers bets, and I'm a sucker. I guess that kind of does it for my intro.
Yeah,
Hello,
we can get,
folks.
yeah, we can get right into it. Obviously, we got a bunch to talk about. There's a lot of different sports going on. We are almost in like the most exciting part of the year, especially when college basketball arrives. I mean, I'm a college basketball guy, so obviously I really enjoy that. But let's start off with the NFL, Professional Football Association,
No,
NFL
that's
Football
not what it
League,
stands
National
for.
Football League. I know, just rambling. But yeah, talk the NFL. Let's go through the schedule here real quick. I just had this up. On Thursday night.
That was pretty exciting.
Philly, New York. You had Jackson.
I didn't
Darden,
watch
Cam
it, though.
Scattaboo
I didn't watch
take
it
on
though.
Jalen Hurts.
What's
4
going on
tush
with
pushes in a row, guys.
Guys, Cam
What are we gonna
Scattaboo.
What are we gonna do about Patrick Mahomes?
Cam
Getting
Scattaboo.
every call. Let's turn this into a Mahomes.
Cam
Let's
Scattaboo,
just turn it into
best
Mahomes'
fantasy
thing.
pickup of all time. Cam
I
Scattaboo,
don't
best
know
pick
about- I don't know
fantasy.
about that.
31 points. Cam Scattaboo, full head into the
Yeah, he's
into the.
doing
Okay.
great, but,
Over
like,
under 6.5 years, this kid plays in the NFL.
Oh, dude, I'm giving it 4.
yeah,
4 years,
like
bro.
4.
Until he gets into a scandal.
already
He
started
beat
that.
the crap out of his New York girl.
Well, that's the thing, and I don't want to make light of head injuries,
Oh,
especially
no,
because
bro.
I'm like CPR certified and all that. But depending on
look
how
at
you
this
do
guy.
on like the first,
Bro said
concussion
head
test.
injuries and said CPR certified.
well, like yeah, all the
You should have just said
whatever you call
CTE
that.
certified. That would have gotten us so many clips. Just, oh yeah, I'm CTE certified. What does that
CTE
mean? I
certified.
can just look at a guy and go, yep, there he
Yep,
is.
but
you got
however
it.
good you do on the pre-test for the concussion depends on when you.
That
have
is
the
true,
concussion.
yeah.
You ever do
So-
those concussion tests before football season, bro? You got on the computer and you were like, and then they were like, yeah, your
Like
brain's
blocks and
stupid.
stuff.
Yeah.
They told you that you were a dumb high schooler. Just like,
It's like when you do the weight exam for wrestling, and you're like, all right, load up on water today, and
Yep.
then whoa, I can cut all the way down to 106. You sure?
Like, yeah, drink
It's
all the
totally
water, eat all the food. You're not allowed to take a shit today either.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, good win for obviously for the Giants over the Eagles.
See, that's a 2-4 team.
I
The
know.
Jets are 0-6, obviously, but like, how much fucking momentum is behind these guys?
I don't know. Well, especially this new change because
And they don't even have to really do that good. They just saved Brian Daboll's career
Career.
with that win, probably.
Is it his career or is it the front office's career? Because the front office, because remember, we got into that front office thing where the Giants general manager's son said, you know what, I'd go for Jaden Daniels. That's a guy you go for.
From the GM one time.
and he's
That's the
like,
guy who
no.
got fired though.
Oh, he did get fired? Okay, well, never mind. Don't listen to what Kyle
I
says.
think
He's
so.
stupid.
I think so.
Yeah, but Jackson Dart has looked good. I mean, yeah, there might be some hot, momentum there going after beating the Eagles. The Eagles have realized that Jalen Hurts is just really good because he's got a good offensive line and good running back. You don't throw the AJ Brown the ball enough. Whatever. I'm not an analyst, but good win for the Giants. Then now we can
And
talk
what the hell
about.
are we doing here? I'm not an analyst. AJ Brown finally had like his first decent game, but yeah, Devonta
Yeah.
Smith.
Yeah.
He misses a lot of deep throws, Hurts, and
Yeah,
I don't
he
know.
does.
yeah, dude.
I'm not
I mean,
saying it's like a.
Is his
You'd
best
like him to hit more of those. Really,
Is
for
his
the
be-
level that he
is his best
It's
game
really,
the
I
Super
guess.
Bowl against the Chiefs? Like, is that his best game he's ever played?
But it felt like
I
just
feel
so
like
much
it
dominant
is.
in the
It's a
offensive
pretty
front
good-
line.
It's a
Yeah.
good game,
best
bro.
game. If you're gonna pick a game to have your best game, it's a pretty.
That's a pretty solid choice. Like, if it's like, you know what, if I had to pick what game I did the best in, I'd probably pick the Super Bowl. I don't know many people who would say otherwise. Aaron Rodgers would probably say, I think I'd go Division Series.
like week 13, like in Soldier Field.
When he tore his Achilles and running out to the Jets in the Jets
Oh
thing.
my jeez.
It's his best one. Speaking of the Jets, They went to London
Oh my gosh.
and lost 13-11. Let me get the score out there first, then you can start rambling, okay? You have to make a transition. We have to talk about it. We're Dudes and Sports Podcast with the Jets fan. So, 13-11, kind of a total collapse. It is what it is. P4, take it away. Your thoughts and reactions on the New York Jets.
As if Friday wasn't bad enough. Saturday, what did I do Saturday? Watch UFC. UFC was actually pretty decent. But then you wake up Sunday morning at 6:30 a.m. for kickoff. And the Jets get their first turnover of the season. Holy smokes, the Jets are back. Jermaine Johnson's coming off the edge. Former last chance U guy, Florida State. Just killer edge rusher who's been hurt the last few weeks, making his season debut. You're like, whoa, all right. Offense comes on the field. Offense stalls, kick the field goal. All right. I mean, is that an awesome offensive drive? A little 3 and out to start the game? No, but it was set up good field position, right? 3 points, right? We're going to get the ball at halftime. We just stole a possession. This is awesome. All right. I think right after that, let me pull up the ordeal just so I can put this in order. But, just how horrific. Yep, so the very next drive, you get the field goal out of Denver, 7 plays, 23 yards. I think they had like a long return or something. Yeah, long return. The Jets return with their own field goal, 6-3. What the heck? And then touchdown drive, another big return. Chris Banjo, I think, is a interesting. I don't know. This coaching staff seems so ragtag, which can work from time to time, and some of the best coaching staffs have been that. But this seems a little too much hair on fire ragtag, not more like in solidarity ragtag, kind of like the defense is versus the offense. Yeah, I don't know who picked teal on blue as
fumble.
the jerseys.
I think it was a fumble.
Yeah.
Oh, they're calling him down. I don't know about that, man. That looks pretty close. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're good.
You're good. He was just talking about the teal and blue
Mm-hmm.
Mariners, but yeah, Jets don't look that great.
Can I
0-6.
say something? Or keep going, P4, if you were going to continue to.
All right, yeah. I mean, just a couple more drives here. You go punt, and then the Jets end the half. At the end of the half, the Jets didn't call a timeout. Kurt Warner was losing his mind. Rich Eisen, who was doing the game, and I like Rich. I think Rich is a pretty bipartisan guy, but he is a Jets fan, and I do like hearing fans of my team in the media, no matter how silly most of them may be.
Sure, you want Vinny Pasquantino doing the color commentary?
I don't like no, and you do this Vinny thing. You think it makes us closer.
Vinny was on Jets. Was on the Jets.
In the box today, yes, I saw that, and it's cool that like him and Ray Romano can hang out or whatever, and Larry David and stuff. But like, I don't know, he's kind of a goofball when it comes to that kind of stuff, and he doesn't necessarily know football too much.
No, he like knows enough to make the common fan go, "Wow!" Like that's all he.
Yeah,
does.
like he kind of knows who like the backup tight end is. At the end of the half, the Jets didn't take a final snap at like a Hail Mary attempt or whatever. Garrett Wilson audibly got mad, got in Aaron Glenn's face and yelled at him. Don't know what happened there. Came out of halftime. I think G-Dub didn't have a catch in the first half. He ended the game with 3 catches for 13 yards. Jets come out of half, get the ball back, score field goal 10-9, punt. Safety holding in the end zone, offensive pass interference also called on the Broncos. Jets take the lead 11-10. What the heck?
Yeah,
Punt. Field goal, take the lead 13-11. Fourth quarter, 5 minutes, 10 seconds left. And on the next, the Jets got 2 drives. They got 3 plays, -7 yards, left them with 1:36 left on the clock, all their timeouts. Denver went 3 plays, -5 yards, only took off 29 seconds in that, used all their timeouts. And then the Jets turned it over on downs. They had 6 plays for 1 yard in 7 seconds. That's kind of what they, within, I think it took them 1:14. Yeah, and gave them the ball back with 1:14 left. Justin Fields needs a very specific offense to do good things, and the Jets are not that good of a team to afford that luxury to run that kind of offense. When you're losing most of the game, you can't really run the Justin Fields game. It's tough to watch. It's horrific football. We're 0-6. We're the only lossless or winless team. I think Tennessee and New Orleans are kind of right behind us.
Yeah.
Yep, they've got to win. Denver moves on to 4-2. Congrats to them. They also looked very bad. I also got to play Jake Morgan in fantasy this week, and he's kicking my behind. So this is just awesome.
I was gonna say something. I only, when I try to evaluate teams that aren't my team, just because I'm not really that good of a sports, all around sports guy. I don't really watch sports. Like team wise, I don't like pay attention like that in depthly. But what I do notice from the Jets right now, in my opinion, and maybe P4 takes this in a bad way, but I hope he takes this in a very positive way. But I do see when I look at the Jets. Hold on, stop! Don't laugh yet. But when I see the Jets this season, I think very much of the 2023 Kansas City Royals. I see a team that's very flawed, a team that's bad, but you can kind of just, everyone can see, hey, this team has a chance to be really, really good.
No.
And people will look
what
at the
redeeming quality have you seen of the Jets?
the only thing that I see personally, in my opinion, is that the core wise looks a little closer than it has when it was with Rodgers. Like
I don't think so. I don't think that's true.
Maybe
I don't even
that's
think the core's better than it was with Sam Darnold. Maybe not even like Ryan Fitzpatrick had a pretty decent season. Geno didn't have really any weapons. Jeremy Curley was wide receiver one. Fitzpatrick, they brought in Decker and Marshall. Then they've kind of had these kids, maybe less on the wide receiver, but you had a good year with Sam Darnold. Zach Wilson had most of these cats with him. Then you went to A-Rod because of this core. And then you've kind of added while subtracting some of those guys like DJ Reed for Brandon Stevens and like corners swapping and whatever. But it's the same team over and over. We keep on running it back for the most part. And we switch out the bad guys for even worse guys. And I don't see any redeeming qualities. There's nothing. And oh my gosh.
The Jets are for sure in trouble. 100%.
Like what? Garrett Wilson's going to have 100 catches? I mean, who knows if he's even going to be able to play the next game. If they just lock him down, then there's nothing that the Jets can do on offense. Like, he's the only guy. It's a one-read thing. Okay, if they're in zone, hit G-dub. If not, take off.
Yeah.
I will say this. If next season the Jets do make the playoffs and get to the division series and, P4 is just destroying me on every, philosophical, discussion. But I do remember in my head, I said at some point around this time where I was like, it reminds me of the 2023 Royals when everyone was like, this is an awful team. No one gives a shit about them. But I did see that one redeeming quality that they do have that nobody else does see. And then,
okay, what is it?
I just said it. I think that their core is stronger
That's
than
not
the
a
Rodgers.
No.
It
that's
is,
not-
but it
Every
but
time
it
you say
is.
something,
Like, what does
it
that
sounds like a
mean?
political statement.
No, it doesn't. Wait, a political.
What does that
Wait.
mean? Like what?
No, like
what?
like you just the way you articulate things.
I think. Listen. At the end of the day,
internally,
you know what?
This conversation.
The Jets core is good. Prove me wrong.
the Jets core is proving wrong. You show me the facts. The halftime show, other than Bad Bunny.
No, but what does that mean? Like the core is good. Like what? Garrett Wilson can get a lot of catches. Like But
I don't-
what does that equate to on on field? Like, okay, let's talk about the 2023 Royals. They had a good player in Bobby Witt Jr.
Well,
and,
they
bats never
they
really got-
didn't until the second half of the season, and we're not at the second half of the season right now for the Jets.
We're
So
0-6. So
Yeah.
you got to turn this around probably next.
the
couple
Royals
weeks
lost
if you are.
106 games. That's bad. Now I get that now after that season we saw the White Sox and then we saw the Rockies. So it's like holy cow, like that's incredibly bad. And we can't really equate that to football because we've seen what the Browns have done. We've seen what the Lions have done. So it's kind of different.
Well, that's the thing. The turnarounds are quick if they are. If you start building a team for like 5-6 years and it doesn't happen. It's like no, Jacksonville 3-13 fucking AFC title game. You've got Detroit, nothing something. You've got Houston, nothing something. Like it's either quick or it's not. And I'm not saying that Aaron Glenn's going to be one and done, but there's a lot of people on Jets X that are saying that more so than I thought was Sala or even Gase. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
maybe
it.
it's just
It's a whole-
whoever's on the Jets is cursed. I really couldn't tell you.
Yeah, there's only maybe one team that we consider that's cursed. It's the Jets, and that's the Browns. But that's pretty horrible stuff. Hopefully they get it flipped around for maybe the main man from Wales with sanity just a little bit. But I'm gonna rapid fire through these 12 o'clock games or before afternoon games. You guys can just give me your takeaways once I'm done here. So we had the Cardinals lose to the Colts 31-27. Jonathan Taylor 21 carries, 123 yards and a touchdown. The Colts continue to be really good, really promising to see. Cardinals didn't have Kyler Murray, but Jacoby Brissett actually had 320 yards and 2 touchdowns. So interesting to see there. The Chargers escaped against the Dolphins, and I mean escaped. Would have passed by Justin
There's one.
Herbert to Ladd McConkey. That was a hell of a play. It will squeeze out this win. They needed that after those 2 losses that they took. But Miami Dolphins are not a good football team either, so they needed that win to keep themselves in a competitive chance in this AFC West or AFC West. Yeah, that's going to be kind of competitive going down the road. The Patriots get the win over the Saints. Like we talked about, Saints are not a very good football team. Drake May had 261 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's pretty unbelievable there by them. They're 4-2. They're going to give the Bills a run for their money for that division. The Steelers destroyed the Browns 23-9. Aaron Rodgers had 2 touchdowns and 235 yards. Nothing going for the Browns for Myles Garrett. Maybe Judkins got an off night again, but it's pretty hard to get something going against that defense. The Steel Curtain is 4-1 and currently leading the AFC North. The Panthers beat the Cowboys 30-27. Rico Dowell, who saw that guy coming? Not me, but he ended up with
Broke a
183
record, then
yards.
broke his record.
I know, just unbelievable running back for the Panthers. They're 3-3, kind of being a little sneaky right there as a 500 team. And then the final, no, there's 2 more. The Seahawks beat the Jaguars 20-12. Pretty awful since the Chiefs lost to the Jaguars and they just put up 12 points against the Seahawks defense. But I guess it's good for them. Darnold 2 touchdowns, 295 yards. JSN had 8 receptions, 162 yards, and a touchdown. He went off for them. And then the final one of that noon slate was the Rams beating up on the Ravens. Nobody saw the Ravens being 1-5. Pretty crazy to see. They could get Lamar
Cooper
back.
Rush played
Maybe it'll
again.
change. Yep, it's just how it is over there for Baltimore. Matthew Stafford had 181 yards and a touchdown. But, yeah, not really that exciting. Any takeaways from any of those games in that slate?
Jacksonville is a very inconsistent team. I'm not going to say that they played exceptionally well against the Chiefs because the Chiefs played a very bad game. But their offense is very hit or miss, and I think that's very obvious to see. I will say I did talk trash about Travis Hunter a couple times on this podcast, and I want to apologize to that because I do think Travis Hunter is a fantastic player. That dude is so unbelievably quick when it comes to lateral movement and the way he can stop on a dime. What else am I gonna say? Oh, the Browns are funny. They're a very funny team.
Horrible team.
I think they've been funny the minute that Saunders was just talking in mime. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, awful slate of NFL today, in my opinion. It was an awful slate.
Yeah, there wasn't that great of games there. P4, you got anything from that slate there that you found interesting?
Yeah, Miami looks kind of tough. I'd like to see Zach Wilson just tear it up down there. That would be awesome. New Orleans still looks better than the Jets. I mean, Olave had almost 100 yards receiving. Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, yeah, I guess by process of elimination, they'll win the division, but they won't do anything in the playoffs. Carolina, they're pretty good. I like when Bryce Young's doing good. Jacksonville, kind of the same thing. Trevor Lawrence is kind of fun to see him. And then you got Seattle with Sam Darnold. I mean, what the fuck, man? And then LA, Baltimore. LA's kind of cool. I like watching them. Even though Baltimore, I mean, Derrick Henry, 122 on the ground. Zay Flowers had a decent game. Like, it's just weird, man. And I don't know. Maybe something needs to happen in the coaching staff there. Harbaugh's gotten stale, but like that's a good team, man. They have a good core.
It's weird how that team is that bad. I mean, even if you don't have Lamar, I mean, not being able to win a game with that is pretty crazy. They are hurt on the defensive end too. But yeah. The slate wasn't unbelievable. Let's see if Butker can actually make a freaking field goal. Probably not. This guy's awful. Awful. I'll get into him in a minute once we get to the Chiefs. Okay. All right. The afternoon slate had 3 games. I thought the only good one was the Buccaneers and the 49ers, 30-19. Baker Mayfield, MVP favorite right now? Probably, you would think, for the NFL. He's played unbelievable at 5-1. He was missing his first wide receiver 1, 2, 3, and 4, and still made the way to be able to get the victory over the 49ers. 49ers, gruesome injury to Fred Warner. He is out indefinitely and for the season. That's such a shame to see a guy like that go down, even on a team that's not yours. You know, he's such a good football player, but he is done for the year. But Buccaneers 5-1, doing really well. The Packers beat up on the Bengals 27-18. It was kind of an interesting, kind of weird game to watch. Flacco almost came back there for a little while, but the Packers continue to be all right. It's going to really help if the Chiefs end up winning this game, which it looks like that they probably will, but you never know with the Kansas City Chiefs. But good win for the Packers to continue to be one of those top teams in the NFC North. And then Howard's Titans lose to the Raiders 20-10. That might be the only team, P4, that might be as bad as the Jets is the Titans. They don't have anything going for them over there.
Yeah.
Cam is not like Cam's just doesn't have any time. I guess nowhere to throw the football. No one's catching the ball. Even if he played unbelievable, you have to have somebody to be able to catch the football. And I just don't think they have anything going for them positively at all. Like I think Howard's in the same boat you are, where you're kind of starting to look a little bit at these young quarterbacks, not quarterbacks for Titans, but maybe you quarterbacks, but looking at your maybe getting the top pick in the draft and who you're going to try to help pick up. That's where you're both kind of in that situation there. But Raiders going to win. I guess they kind of stay relevant in that AFC West, but they are going to kind of start separating themselves, and the Raiders have a lot of problems they need to figure out. Got anything from that slate that you found kind of interesting?
Not too much. I mean, Green Bay's a pretty good team. I like them. And then, Tampa Bay might be tough to beat in the NFC.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite right now going in the NFC is the Buccaneers, especially when they get Evans back. And Becca has been looking really good as well. So that's going to be really good for them. The Packers, just hope they can continue to do what they're doing. But, I mean, that tie against the Cowboys isn't going to be that great a loss to the Browns. Yikes. The Kansas City Chiefs are currently beating the Lions 30-17 with about 4 minutes left. Is that what it is? 4 minutes? 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 20 seconds. So, looks like hopefully the Chiefs will wrap it up there and move to 3-3 in the AFC West. They we're still staying in this, still staying competitive. They get Rice back, which is going to be a huge help. The Lions, even if they're going to 4-2, that's cool. They're still at the top of the NFC North. You can tell that they're really banged up right now, and they kind of need some help in that secondary because that's really hurting them right now. But yeah, good bounce back for the Chiefs, and then the Lions, and then we've got 2 games on Monday night. We got the Bills at the Falcons, which should be a really good game, and then the Bears at the Commanders. Before we move on to any college stuff happening this week, P4, got any final thoughts on the NFL week?
Jeez Louise. Not really. My fantasy team did bad too.
Yeah, I think I'm currently winning against Kale, but I think that's what it is. Let me see if I can see that real quick. No, I can't. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I think I'm winning. Whatever. Yeah, that we'll check up on standings on that when we get next week. Will be halfway point for our league, so we'll check in on that and see how everybody's doing full time there. But since we've talked about professional a lot, let's talk about the one that's kind of a professional league, kind of not a professional league, and that is the NCAA football, college football, Week 7.
Penn State.
Week 7 just ended, and yeah, the big name, of course, the big thing, Penn State. Is this the biggest collapse we've seen?
No.
Is this one worse than Florida State's last year?
Yeah, probably.
You think it's worse? Why do you think it's worse than that one? Because Florida State was ranked
State-
4th starting at the preseason of that year, I believe. I think they're way up.
Where was Penn State? They got to
2.
be up there.
There were 2.
Okay, well there you
Yeah,
go.
it's more
Yeah.
4 or 2 is better than 4 usually, but I mean, yeah, they had a total.
Yeah,
a
I
total
mean, dude,
collapse.
UCLA and I mean, I guess you could go with Florida State and be like, oh, well, it was like the Ireland game or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they're going over there to
And their
UCLA.
coaches make well, I guess the coaches, the money's bigger for the Florida State guy, but not by much.
Yeah,
James
it's a good
Franklin's
nurse.
supposed to be their guy.
Yep, that was.
And the
definitely-
Big Ten is a mess now. Honestly, the Pac-12 should have stayed. They're better than the Big Ten.
Yeah, they're really honestly, yeah, like the Big Ten has like been the thing that's like everybody's like they're better than the SEC and all this, and now some of your top
Says
teams
who?
have now lost.
That
Ohio
one
State.
Michigan national championship.
Oh, bro. Well, there's just people that, I mean, just they had a lot of wins and stuff last year, and they were playing really well until this week. But we were talking about Kyle. Do you think the fallout at Penn State is the worst fallout from a program with this high expectations? The only teams I can think of are Kansas and Florida.
Oh,
State
whoa,
last year.
this
Kansas
year?
last year. No. Last year.
No.
Is Penn State the worst fallout ever?
I will say, like, as a Kansas fan, it does seem like that, but for the majority of the nation, like, when Kansas started sucking last season, I think people were like, all right, who cares? Penn State, though, yes. I think because I personally believe that Penn State had the staff to get them there, like, other than, Franklin. Like, I know Franklin was, there forever. But I think the defensive coordinator, of course, offensive coordinator, Andy Kotelnicki, I think was able to get, Drew Aller there. But then we saw Drew Aller play this season. We went, he hasn't progressed at all. In fact, he's regressed tremendously. I think... Man, Texas A&M last year was pretty bad. I could have said, yes, Florida State last year was pretty bad, but they have done pretty well this season, so it doesn't really... Man, I'm trying to think of, like, a program that was...
I don't think there is one. I really don't think that there's one with this high of expectations like this to just like fall.
Man, but
this
like
fall.
but for real, bro, could you
Northwestern is
if
brutal.
yeah,
That's
they
terrible.
they are bad, but like if you asked 10 people from like all across the country and asked them, "Hey, who do you think is getting to the championship game of the college football playoffs?" How many of those people do you think before the season starts say Penn State?
I've got at least 2.
I would say at most two. At most two.
Because I don't know if there's another team. I mean, like, I guess Texas, everybody thought.
Oregon,
I don't know if
Texas,
Oregon was as hard, as high up.
A&M probably would have been able to get there. A&M 2 years ago was pretty bad. They were like A&M. I'm thinking A&M because we all thought that A&M was going to be like, holy cow, like they're going to do it. Jimbo Fisher has done it, and then it went to complete garbage.
Yeah, really interesting stuff. But the Penn State ends up losing to Northwestern. They lose Drew Aller and they lose their head coach. They are down in the drain. It is gone. It is over for Penn State. They're going to rebuild. Not saying they can't come back. They will not come back from that this season. But, it is Penn State. They usually figure out a way to get pretty good again. But this is like just clearing the slate entirely. They're rebuilding. So, interesting stuff there. The next big thing in college football was a basketball team kicking the snot out of the Oregon Ducks. Indiana wins 30-20. Nobody saw this team coming out of the Big Ten. Everybody thought last year was just like a hoax, a ruse. Like they're not that good. They didn't play anybody, and then they go to Oregon and beat Oregon 30-20. If you are a guy looking for a quarterback, Fernando Mendoza might be that guy for you. He's my current Heisman favorite right now. He is playing some unbelievable football. His yearly stats, he's got 1,400 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions on an undefeated Indiana Hoosiers team. He's really, really good. Good win for Indiana. Oregon, not a terrible loss. It's not a good loss, but not a terrible loss. You could still bounce back from this. You have a pretty easy schedule for the rest of the year. You've got Rutgers, who's good. Wisconsin, not good. Iowa, not good. Minnesota, not good. USC might be that real game where they decide if they're going to go to the Big Ten championship or even go to the college football playoff, and then at Washington. So one more game you look like could be slip up maybe 2 at Washington. Could be kind of a rivalry game there as well. But Indiana, now number 3 in the nation and maybe looking to be the Big Ten champions. Obviously going to have to get past Ohio State, but Ohio State did beat Illinois 34-16. It was good to see them win. Illinois just couldn't compete on the same level as Ohio State Buckeyes. But yeah. And then another big loss in the top 6, actually. Arch Manning kind of gets his swagger back a little bit after beating Oklahoma 23-6, catching the fraudulent Oklahoma Sooners. John Mateer, the guy that I was kind of thinking was going to be really, really good. You can go back to the other episode of the pod and see. I thought he was going to be really good, but he ended up with 202 yards, but 3 interceptions. Arch had 1 touchdown, 166. They ran the ball pretty well. But yeah, Texas continues to be a okay case. And being a 2-loss team, you could still sneak in there, and they still have a few opportunities to maybe potentially sneak into this college football playoff. I don't think it's happening personally. They have to beat Vandy. They beat everybody, obviously, but they have some chances. They got to play Vandy, they got to play at Georgia, and they got to play versus Texas A&M in the last game of the season, which may really come down to it. So, Texas fans, not completely out of the college football playoff hopes, but you're on the railing still. Another big upset in the Big Ten was the USC Trojans beating Michigan 31-13. Talk about somebody just running it down their throats. They told Big Blue, hey, get out of the way. We're just going to run the football, and you're not going to be able to stop it. Unbelievable run game by USC. King Miller had 158 yards and a touchdown. What a first name, honestly, for a running back, King. But, USC just continued to dominate on the ground, and it ended up working out for them. USC is one of those teams, too, that they did have a loss to Illinois, but if they continue to do well, they could find themselves in the Big Ten mix to maybe sneak in there. Let's talk real quickly about the big one from around Case-Delton-Mize area. Alabama beats Mizzou 27-24. We're having this kind of discussion debate. I kind of want to hear Case-Delt's opinion on it. Is Mizzou's chances to go to the college football playoff over after this loss? Yes or no?
No, because at the end of the day, as much as we trashed on Alabama after their first loss, they have shown up tremendously. And now listen, if this is Mizzou's only loss, and they end up making the SEC championship game, then there's no reason for them to not make the playoffs, going to the SEC championship as a two, or if they win or lose, if they, let's say they end up losing the SEC championship game to
I think they're in. If they lose it to Texas A&M.
Texas A&M, like Alabama loses one more game and then they
Yeah, they have to. It's going to be pretty hard for them to get to the SEC championship because they do. Have
I
to
don't
play
think
Texas
like
A&M.
like that's the
They have
thing.
to play Texas A&M and then play Oklahoma. And
Like
they
they've been playing good all season, and then Alabama comes in. Alabama's been hot.
They had a chance to win.
They've been
just Alabama playing a better football.
They've
game.
been hot, and it really depends. Like at the end of the day, the guys make decisions when it's all said and done. So I would be shocked if MU didn't make the playoffs, in my opinion, because the SEC is way better than the Big Ten. Other than what? Indiana,
Ohio State,
Ohio
Indiana.
State, and
USC
maybe-
has looked really good. But
is
yeah,
USC
there's definitely there's Indiana and Ohio State, and that's the top tier, and then there's a few teams underneath like Illinois,
yeah.
USC. I would still put Michigan there, even though they lost. It's still in that kind of tier.
Yeah.
And then to go fly out west. But I would agree. I would think the SEC is better. I don't think Mizzou's going to win going to the college football playoff. I think that their schedule is just too tough. I think that they're going to win some of these games, and and I am kind of a KU guy, so kind of a Mizzou hater, whatever. But like, if you look at the schedule, I mean, it doesn't get any easier. Like, I mean, you got to play at Auburn. I know Auburn's not that good, but playing anywhere, like especially a place like Auburn's going to be difficult. You got to go to Vandy and play Diego Pavia, which good luck. I mean, not saying that can happen, but even after that, you have number 4 Texas A&M coming into Columbia, which you would think would be great, but they just lost Alabama there, and I think Texas A&M is actually better than Alabama, so that's going to be a tough game. And then even if you get past that, you got Mississippi State, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. And I know Arkansas is not very good, but if they have an opportunity to keep Mizzou out of the college football playoff, you're going to get the best of the best out of Arkansas. So I'm leaning more towards that they do not make the college football playoff. I think they're a great football team. I can't deny they're not a good football team. Kansas Jayhawks are not a good football team, but Mizzou is a good football team. I just don't think they're going to have quite enough to make it there. I think they needed this win just in case they would have lost to one of those other teams that I already mentioned, but now that's their loss. I don't think they can lose 2 games and make it, personally. Let's talk a little bit of the Big 12 here. There were some key losses here. We had Arizona State getting demolished by Utah, 42-10. The Sam Leavitt era in Arizona State, maybe making it to this college football playoff, is basically dead after that loss. Another team that might have be dead in the water, they have to probably win out, but good luck, is Iowa State after they lose. So both those teams were really big contenders. They lost to Colorado 24-17. Both those teams were pretty big contenders to be like competing against Texas Tech in the Big 12. But right now in the Big 12, it looks like it's Texas Tech, and then BYU maybe. But then like there's a few other teams, but like Texas Tech is clearly the best team in the Big 12. Not just because they just destroyed up on KU, but they have some really phenomenal football players over there. But big losses there for some teams in the Big 12 that maybe were trying to find a auto bid into that college football playoff. These losses are not going to help their case. Big 12 probably only getting one team out of the conference into this thing, and that is the champion. K-Stel, let's talk quickly KU. And I know there's not much to talk about because they lost 42-14 against probably the Big 12 champion. But it was a crapshoot. It looked a little competitive there for a little while. They came back a little bit at halftime. They were only down 21-14, but then they didn't even score in the second half. Texas A&M just continued to do everything better than Kansas. I mean, as a KU fan now, I'm just hoping to make a bowl. I think that's the goal this year, is to make a bowl and win a bowl. But there's no hope other than that. K-Stel, your thoughts on the Kansas Jayhawks?
Yeah, so I was 100%. I was way over reaching on this KU football team you kind of forget that their star players or whatever, they're very talented. They are. They're fast. They're aggressive. They're not, awful, but they're very, very, very stupid. They're very like I think there was probably 12 times yesterday where I saw, DNs, Mikes, Hawks, and D-backs just completely forget their assignment. And I'll tell you this, when I notice that you're missing your assignment, that's not a good job. That is a bad job, in fact. So, yes, I wouldn't sit here and start blaming the coaching in any fact. I think this is still a rebuild year for KU. But I think they can make a bowl game. They have the talent, they have the athleticism. They still have Jalen Daniels, who isn't a bad quarterback, but that second half was awful. Texas Tech is just, they have a lot of good transfers. They are at the peak of their recruitment, their talent level, their seniority at this point. So we'll see what happens there. A lot of good stuff is happening for KU football. Not this season. KU just got a fantastic running back for next season, so we'll see what happens there. We just have to take this KU team and say, listen, a bowl game is fantastic. When normal people like me who aren't involved in football like P4 is are noticing very common missed assignments in Division I football, it's kind of sad to watch it happen in real life. And I get these kids are very talented, and I know that missed assignments happen a lot, but when it happens 12 times a game with 2 or 3 players, it's like, okay, this is kind of what we got. So Texas Tech is a great football team. I'm not going to go into the tortilla thing or whatever, the pocket knife thing that happened. The pocket knife thing is crazy. I will say I'll give Lance credit on that. A pocket knife literally hit one of their staff members thrown from the stands, and security did nothing. So that's crazy. So if you do see KU moving conferences, that will be a big reason, is because the Big 12 is horrible when it comes to their security purposes, because the Big 12 desperately needs fan involvement, like the Big 10 and the Big 12, the SEC. So they relax their security on everything because they're like, listen, we need the craziest people out there. But it was kind of wild that a pocket knife hit a KU staff member, and it was not addressed at all. So,
Yeah, it's 100%. We'll have to wait and see Kansas. I'm gonna be really appreciative if we even make a bowl, but it is what it is.
man, beat K-State, bro, please.
That'd be great too. That'd be nice. That'd be great. Last week I introduced the Dark Horse Hunter. It's where I have a team where I think that could make a really big splash and make it to the college football playoff. Last week I did pick Cincinnati. We'll keep track of record-wise at the end of the season on how well they do. So each week I'm going to pick a team where they're very good and maybe could be a surprise team in this college football playoff. Not a winner, but maybe win a game or two. My week 7 pick is Georgia Tech. They are unbelievable. Whoa. Is that actually? Oh my goodness. The whole gang is back together once. Thank the Lord. We have Howard here, folks. We're glad to have Howard back. Always glad to have Howard back. We'll check in here real quick with him. But my Dark Horse Hunter is Georgia Tech. They are a really good team. Really good team. They could make a splash here in this college football playoff. They are 6-0. But yeah, we just got done with the college football stuff. Howard, it's been a minute, man. How's the week? How's the weekend been? How's life been going?
Oh, life has been just all over the place in terms of busy, but good, going uphill, I guess, and just kind of exploring a lot of different things. But the games are still going on. I'm watching some LSU football today. We got yesterday, then Titans football today, and then just watching a lot of sports, kind of mixed in with a lot of busy life recently. And it's busy season, fall coming around, postseason baseball. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, for sure. Yep. We'll get to some MLB baseball here just in a little bit. I'm gonna quickly go through. We are getting closer and closer to college basketball season. I am revealing my top 25. K-Stel has not heard. I did top my 25 through 21 last week. This week I have my 20 to 16. Next week I'll have my 15 to 11, 10 to 6, and then 5 to 1. Coming up as we get closer and closer to season. P4 heard these last week, and the fans out there that watched last week heard it. But I'll go over my 25 to 21 again. There's going to be some, obviously, it's my own opinion, and I'm not going straight from what everybody else is, and I'm not a real analyst. Who really cares what I think? But number 25, I've got the Iowa Hawkeyes. I think they're one of the most underrated teams. I am a huge, obviously, like the Hawkeyes. I think they're going to be really good, but that's my bold take for my 25th spot is the Iowa Hawkeyes. I've got 24. I've got NC State with Darian Williams back there. I think they're going to be really, really good. The ACC is kind of all over the place again. There's obviously Duke and Louisville up there at the top, but I think that this team could make a splash and actually be pretty good. Another ACC team making the 23rd spot in North Carolina, Hubert Davis's final hot seat season. I don't know if they'll stay in the top 25. I don't know if they'll be that good. They got a really good freshman, but Davis has proven to be a terrible coach. I think it's just inevitable that they don't do very good. But they're my 23rd team. 22nd is Tennessee with Ahmet, who's going to be another one of those guys from Tennessee that does really, really well. And then my 21st team is Auburn. I know everybody else says Auburn really high. I think the loss of Bruce Pearl means a lot more than people think. I know it's his son taking over, but it's a different person, different mentality. They have the same type of schemes and stuff, but it's a big change to happen right at the beginning of the season. So I got them a little bit lower at 21. So my 20 through 16, I'm going to start off with my number 20 team, and that is going to be the Wisconsin Badgers. I think they're going to be really good. They've got an all Big Ten guard and John Blackwell. I think they're always been a really decent, moderate team to pick. They're not going to be like they're going to do really well in the tournament. I don't think they're national championship contender worthy, but I think that the Wisconsin brings people back that are going to be really, really good, and should be really exciting to see them at number 20. At number 19, I do have the Alabama Crimson Tide. I know everybody has them pretty high up as well, but LeBaron Fionn and Aiden Holloway will be really good, but I think they're just missing one other thing, and I think the SEC is going to be really competitive again this year. So I've got them just a little bit lower here at 19. Still think they could definitely be a team that contends in the SEC and maybe proves me wrong. I kind of hope they do. But they've got a lot of changes there. There's no more Grant Nelson. So it's going to be all on LeBaron and Aiden Holloway to be really good for this Crimson Tide team. A lot of we don't knows in the front court there, so just something to kind of watch. But Alabama at 19. At number 18, I do have the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Graham Ike's back, and then Braden Huff, who is honestly one of my favorite and underrated teams or players in college basketball last year. He was really good. Adam Miller, and then Ty Grant Foster, actually, maybe still looking to maybe see he gets a waiver, but if he ends up joining the Gonzaga Bulldogs team, I think they'll shoot up in the top 15. That's going to be really good. You can't ever deny Mark Few from having a good team. So at number 18, I've got Gonzaga. At number 17, I do have Illinois. Stojakovic is going to be there. He's going to be really good from Cal. You know, his dad was big in the NBA. Kylan Boswell and Ivisic are going to be good, who both average about 20 points a game. For Illinois, they've always had Underwood's got a really good program there. Again, I think they're going to be kind of a middle of the pack Big Ten team, but still really good and really could compete. And if Stojakovic can be as good as he was at Cal, now he's got better teammates around him, watch out for Illinois in the Big Ten. They may be sneaky good. At number 16, and my final pick for this week, it is not going to be the Kansas Jayhawks. It is UCLA. Donovan Dent is going to be phenomenal. I just don't know. I know they're good. I know Cronin's a great coach. I know they got Sky Clark there, and they got Eric Daly Jr., and they should be really good, but I just don't know. It's always been an I don't know with UCLA, and I'm not on, as high as them as some of the other people are. I think CBS has them all the way up at 13, and then I think ESPN has them up there at 14, 15 range. So I'm a little bit lower than the experts would say, but I just don't know how good Cronin can get those guys to play. But we'll have to wait and see. So my 20 through 16 is the Wisconsin Badgers at 20, Alabama at 19, Gonzaga at 18, Illinois at 17, UCLA at 16. Hey, Kansas still out there, Duke still out there, plenty of teams that we can still place on there. K-Stel, I want to hear your overall reaction on, do you have any thoughts on my top 25? Do you agree with some of the parts? Do you not like? What do you like? What do you not like?
Well, I'm gonna be completely honest, PC. I didn't really pay attention to anything of what you said, and not because I wasn't caring. I was actually taking a look at the end of the Chiefs game. I don't know if you saw what happened, but Brian Branch full on slapped Juju Smith-Schuster at the very end of the game, and it turned into a huge scuffle. So
No, I didn't. I wasn't watching.
yeah. So how about just what?
I'll give you the rundown here.
Okay,
real
just
quick,
the
and
team.
in case we
Don't
have
give
some
me
new
the
viewers.
don't give me the explanation.
I'll give you I'll just give you the people from 20. This is from 25 to 16. Okay, I got 25 Iowa, 24 North Carolina State, 23 North Carolina, 22 Tennessee, 21 Auburn, 20 Wisconsin, 19 Alabama, 18 Gonzaga, 17 Illinois, 16 UCLA.
19 Bama.
I was gonna say 19 Bama
19
is pretty intense.
Outside the top 15 is a bit of a bold prediction.
Yeah, I will say
I don't know if that would
Bama.
be 100%. Yeah,
Bama's interesting. I would say Auburn is interesting, but they lost their head coach, so that
That's
changes
the only reason
everything.
they're so down. Yeah.
Gonzaga is tough. We always put Gonzaga in that role, and then all of a sudden they may show up, they may show out. A dark horse, I think, for you, and I'm not saying you should put this team up higher, is North Carolina State. I think North Carolina State's gonna really surprise us. They're gonna really surprise us. I would probably be in your position and put them around the 20-23.
American Gangster.
Put them around. Yeah, shut up. No, don't even talk about it. I know what you're gonna say. But 20 to 23, I think
It's all right. LSU should be good this year.
is a normal position to put them at. But I would not be surprised if they ended the year top 10, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's good. The insights there is totally thoughts. Howard, you got any thoughts on that? You got anything? I know you said Alabama too, and I'm a low on them as everybody else. I don't like their front court as much, but that's just my opinion. But any thoughts on the top?
It's fair. It's fair. I say their front court is a bit weaker than their older teams, but I don't know. I still like the Bama team. I'd say I do like kind of what I do agree with what you said about Gonzaga. With if they get Foster, then the game has changed. I don't know what's really
he's
going
a dog.
on there.
They're trying to get an eligibility waiver. I don't know exactly.
It's a
what's
bunch of
going on. I can
stupid
look
stuff
it
going
up.
on from what I know. But, yeah. Anyways, I think that team I think they showed a lot more than I thought they did. I did disrespect them, last year. But I think this team is pretty solid, and they got some recruits that they're starting to, get one last run,
You just
maybe, for
practice.
Mark Few.
You can only
And-
practice. You can't play in games.
This season, or to start?
No, this is right now because they haven't decided yet. He's
Okay.
gained access. He got a practice waiver, so it allowed him to participate while they continue to review his eligibility status. Okay, so it's not decided yet, but
Gotcha.
he's able to practice with them as if he's on the team.
Gotcha. Yeah, but I don't know. I think this Gonzaga team had some flaws last year. Graham Ike is up and down, so that's kind of tough to tell where he's at. So I kind of get what you're saying, because this is a team that's it can be good, but it does have some downsides to it, and it's not very
They moved
consistent.
conferences, or are they still in?
Ooh,
I think they're in. Are they in the ACC this year?
No, not ACC. If anything.
Or Pac-12?
I think they might be in the new Pac-12 next season.
I think it's next season. future 2026-27 academic year. So last year in the WCC for them.
Interesting.
So you only got St. Mary's really to worry about. So I don't know.
Santa Clara might give him something.
Yeah, it's always
Again.
up for discussion, but they also
Yeah.
really tough non-con schedule. They always do pretty good at that. So. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Duke and Kansas still on the board. Again, I'm probably going to be way higher on Kansas than most people, but it's not going to be too much longer until you see that name pop up. So don't worry. It's not like I'm putting them in the top 10 or anything. I'm not that crazy. But we'll see them next week. It just depends on what position they fall in. But let's talk a bit of playoff baseball. We really didn't get to talk too much about it last week because our baseball guys were kind of absent, but I'll let you guys kind of take the way on what you want to talk about baseball-wise. Mariners, all I remember is they just won Game 1 in the ALCS, but you guys can talk about whatever you guys want to. I'll just kind of listen and comment.
Yeah. Well, we had a good, I feel, wild card start for everything, and then the ALDS also disappoint with the Game 5 that went so many innings. And
15
the Brewers,
innings, man. Crazy.
gosh, nobody wanted to win at first. It looked like until Jorge Polanco came clutch. And then you have Cubs and Brewers. That was interesting because, like, I didn't think off the bat it was just going to pop off. But, like, first thing first, that game just went crazy. And then William Contreras coming up clutch in the end. That was pretty nuts. And
Brutal way for the Phillies to lose, too.
yeah, definitely tough on the pitcher. It's kind of crazy how, like, he was, like, just so bummed about it. And, like, I don't know. It was like, no, dude, the team let you down. It wasn't just you, dude. And, like, he took so much blame in that post-game press conference.
Oh man, that was a fantastic night for Philly, bro. They loved it. They loved every bit of that night.
Yeah, they got to see Eagle lose.
I kind of want to look up a stat right now, but man, it cannot be. I cannot share it or show it or whatever on this podcast. I will kind of bounce off of Howard. I thought the wild card was spectacular. I mean, what was it? It was one series that didn't go to the third game. I believe that was the Dodgers.
Yes.
Which
They
that
started
was
undefeated.
which that was kind of expected because the Reds were a bad team.
It was crazy
Going
how,
into
like,
that.
Hunter Green had the
Sorry, I
worst
won't talk
start
about.
of the first
We don't want
You
to
go,
talk about.
you go.
Look at P40 not even paying attention. But man, the Yankees.
Reds? I don't care.
The Yankees finally got their thing, and then, man, congratulations to the Toronto Blue Jays, man. Oh, Canada. Man, oh, man, congratulations. I'm so glad the Yankees are out of it. I'm kind of rooting for the Blue Jays. I like how they play. I'll be back on that, little
They have a very fun team. I'd like Vlad.
very
Guerrero
fun
to as
team,
well.
hitting the ball everywhere.
They
all
hit
these sabermetric kids are like, "What do you mean you can't hit a pitch up that high?" Gives me a little 2015 Royals vibes, but that's just my opinion. Man, it was tough watching that Brewers and Cubs series because I didn't want either of those teams to go the Central. The championship series, but they did. One of them did, and it was the Brewers. It was the team that deserved it the most in all aspects. The Cubs are garbage. Their pitching sucks, dude. I would be shocked if the Brewers beat the Dodgers in that championship series. In my opinion, I think the Dodgers just got too much star power, which sounds non-baseballish to say in this modern era, but. I think we kind of need a little star power going into the World Series. A little star power on this side of the division or the league, and then we got a really good team in the... At the end of the day, the Mariners and the Brewers are basically the same team, in my opinion, if you guys didn't see the Friday game. I only watched the extra innings because I was on my third Tron Aries visit on Friday. Nope, I don't want to hear a word from you, PC. I don't want to hear it. I won't bother talking about it because I'm talking about sports here. But I did watch the extra innings of that game. It was fantastic. It was exciting, man. I think both teams, whoever won, deserved to go to that championship series. It just was the Seattle Mariners, which congratulations to them. They deserve it. It's going to be an exciting American League
That was some
championship
insane
series.
pitching overall.
Oh my
Insane
goodness!
pitching.
Oh my goodness! You know,
It's so crazy how that scuba performance is going to be forgotten.
oh my word. It was insane. But man, the
Ridiculous.
American League Central Series is going to be, the championship series is going to be incredible. And, you know, we're going to get Brewers versus Dodgers, which, you know, small market team owner who doesn't really care about winning a World Series is going to the ALCS.
I can see that going 6.
It might, you know. The only reason I'm not a big fan of the Brewers is because their front office is like, oh wow, we're here. I never could have guessed. I kind of want the big market team to go to the championship, the World Series. I think it needs to be that for baseball, in my opinion. I think we need bigger crowds. We
Royals fans saying that is crazy.
I do.
but
I agree, bro. We need bigger crowds, bro. No one wants to see Texas versus Arizona. That just doesn't apply to anybody. We want to see the Dodgers. They're a big market team, and Toronto's a fantastic team. And so are the Mariners. The both of those teams are very, very similar. I'd probably say the Mariners pitching is better. The Toronto Blue Jays hitting is better. They're perfect teams to face each other in the championship series, and I think baseball fans are gonna love that. And I think baseball fans are gonna love the Brewers. That, you know, very fundamental, very, you know, depth heavy team. Kyle Isbell made team is going to, you know, try their best against the star-powered Dodgers. It's going to be awesome. I love it. You know, people don't really pay attention until the championship series starts. And I think this is Rob Manfred is in his chair right now. He's smiling.
could be a big
and-
moment for Jackson Church.
Listen, guys,
Wow.
taking all the baseball you can, because we're not going to see baseball until, like, June of next year, bro.
March.
No, guys, what's
WBC.
coming up? No, okay. Well, I meant Major League Baseball, not like, you know, cool baseball.
I mean, that will fill the
cool.
hunger, though.
Cool baseball will happen in March, but the Major League
well,
Baseball
yeah.
Major League Baseball is going into their CBA agreement year, and it is ugly. It's ugly. It's as ugly as you could possibly imagine. So, you know, and I'm over exaggerating when I talk about June baseball, but don't be shocked if
Yeah,
June is. Don't be shocked when June is when we start playing baseball, man. It's gonna be pretty disgusting. There's gonna be teams like the Brewers, you know, hammering home that salary cap, and you know it's gonna be disgusting. So take in as much, you know, Major League Baseball as you can, because we might not get it for another 9 months. Is that what I'm thinking right now? November, December,
Maybe. I don't know.
January,
I mean, it could
February,
be
March, April. 8 months.
probably. We'll see. I don't know what exactly the things are on that, but at least we got WBC. That's like the only.
Yeah.
thing.
Hey, listen,
I'm looking
man.
towards
This is gonna be
this.
exciting. This is gonna be exciting championship series. No.
Oh yeah, going forward.
Yeah,
You're
it's
gonna
gonna be
like
great championship series there. Good insights by the dudes there. Let's talk quickly. No, not talk quickly, but it is the main man from Way Out West shining moment right here. We are going to talk about Oliveira versus Gamrot, UFC Rio. Really good card. I watched some of it as well. Help out a little bit there, but go ahead, P4, as I pull this thing up on this.
Yep, Charles Dubronx, he got the win over Mateus Gamrot. He got the rear naked choke. Continued his dominant reign. He has the most finishes in UFC history, adding to his record. He now has 21 finishes. So really incredible stuff. But start at the beginning of the card. We've got Luan Lacerda versus Simon Oliveira. Oliveira missed weight by 8 pounds. He almost missed weight for the weight class above him. Yeah, pretty crazy. Luan Lacerda just pretty much took care of him for the most part. Oliveira didn't look like he wanted to be any part of this card at all. And Lacerda had some good
8-pound
wrestling.
miss.
Took him down.
Like an 8-pound miss is nuts. I understand. Like, yeah, we have every card like a 5-pound, 3-pound, 8. What?
Eight's
What was
crazy.
the goal? What
No,
was your
he-
camp?
And then you get like the whole thing. Well, we've seen like with the Hamzat thing when he was supposed to fight Diaz, and they shifted stuff around with like doctor stuff. I didn't see anything really about like the doctor stopped his weight cut or anything like that. I don't know. It was in Brazil. That's his hometown.
The whole thing
but,
seemed effort. Like, was just
He
didn't give a
he
shit,
didn't want to be
which
there.
It's crazy.
Yeah. How many
Low
chances do you
key.
get, man?
Yeah.
Julia
If you're there.
Palestri got the win over Carolina Kowalkiewicz because the Polish she goes down to 16-10, which is not a great record, but this is a women's bantamweight bout. Pretty cool here. Head kick to ground and pound punches for
Strawweight.
Julia. Strawweight, yep. Performance of the night here. She was a heavy favorite going into this. I mean, she was 12 years the junior to Carolina, but cool win here. Starting off the card with 2 for 2 on finishes. And like I mentioned, a performance of the night. So congratulations to her. This was one of my picks right here. Lucas Rocha. Lucas Rocha, who was undefeated in the UFC other than a Clayton Carpenter submission. He did have a couple canceled bouts, one against Joshua Van, which in hindsight probably saved him. But Clayton Carpenter, rear naked choke, and Clayton, we'll get to him. He's later on this card. But yeah, it looked very fast, very good, very athletic, good striker. He had some good wrestling, very good takedown defense. This guy who he was fighting, Stuart Nicole, he's kind of a power puncher, but he's also got some wrestling to him. He does fall to 0-2 in the UFC. But he's had some knockouts in the past. He's had a couple submissions, and he tried a lot of takedowns in this fight. But Rocha was just all over him, man. He looked really good. He had the blonde hair out there. He did drop his hands a lot for kind of like flyweight, like someone like Van or Royval is going to take advantage of that. But I do really like this kid, Lucas Rocha, coming up in the bantam or in the flyweight division. I mean, I say it almost every time we have a flyweight kind of heavy card, but it's my favorite division, the UFC. These guys fly around. It's all action the whole time. There's not a whole bunch of stuff that goes to the cards. And even when it does, it's a pretty cool fight, either close or domination. I think that Lucas should have gotten the finish at some point during this fight. It was a little disappointing to see him not get that. But towards the end of the fight, both the fighters were doing their own goofy things, rolling thunder, cartwheel kicks, whole bunch of goofy stuff. But it was a really cool fight. Lucas Rocha, congratulations to him. I'm excited to see what they do next with him. Next on the card, we got Bia Mesquita versus Irana, the Russian Alexeyev, Russian Ronda.
Russian Ronda Rousey.
Yeah,
She got cooked.
yeah, Bia's really good, man, and she was a huge favorite heading into
Her
this.
transitions were nuts. She's
yeah.
like a grappling specialist, I guess, jiu-jitsu, whatever.
Yeah,
before
she's
this.
34. She only has 6 MMA fights. She's 6-0. She has 4 submission wins, a knockout win, and a decision win. Obviously, this is one of her submission wins. She won the
was
belt at
all
LFA with
over.
a KO. But yeah, she's a really good kind of like BJJ stars.
There was like
She won a
nothing
couple titles.
Irana could even do. It was just a flurry of punches for a second, and then she was just like completely on top and just like going through transitions. Choked her out second round like it was nothing. It was almost
Yeah.
hardly a sweat for her. It was
No,
crazy.
she's probably one of the best grapplers in the world. She is a little old, so I think she's gonna have kind of like and I want to say this lightly, but like Alex Pieta kind of rise to fame, where like they're gonna, okay, you beat Russian Ronda, now
Yeah. No more
let's throw you
tomato
out to the
cans.
dogs. Yeah, exactly. But I think she could do it. Her striking wasn't really tested this fight, which like we knew that you could grapple. So it'll be fun to see what they do with her next. But yeah, this went just about as the odds makers thought it would. She was a huge minus 650 favorite, and let's see what the by submission was on Tapology. 63% of people. 6,000 of them, part of the Tapology community, bet on her to win by submission. So this wasn't a surprise really to anyone. Congratulations to be kind of cool seeing this in the women's division, and yeah, like there's sometimes where you'll get an Apex card with a main event of the ladies, and it's like a real kind of goofy one or whatever. This was like prelim bangers with some of the ladies, so there was some really cool stuff here. As far as co-ed sport with the UFC in Brazil. Next on the card, we have Vitor Petrino taking on Thomas Peterson. Another performance of the night for Vitor. Vitor moves on up for to 13-2. He got the KO right at the beginning of round number 3. Icao. I think he said Chama at the end too. This guy gets a bunch of knockouts, man. He's pretty cool.
Petrino is nuts.
Yeah, he knocked out Austin Lane, like arguably crazy.
He's a knockout guy. He can submit people too. He's a
couple submissions, yeah. Did lose to
overall.
Anthony Smith, lost to Dustin Jacoby, but he's on a cool little win streak here with Austin Lane.
He's a good C-level fighter, I'd say.
Yeah, and here we are.
Some dumb losses, but he can
light
compete.
heavyweight division. He can go out there, do some stuff. I mean, I'd rather
Especially the heavyweight division today.
Yeah, him over a Tafa main event, please, at the Apex. Like, I'll take whatever he does. Peterson kind of looked rough, man. I mean, he can stand and bang, I guess, but they just keep him around to fill up cards, it feels like. Yeah, and not in a gatekeeper way. Sorry, I'm jumping in a little bit there. Jafel Filo took on Clayton Carpenter. Clayton Carpenter, we mentioned earlier, Lucas Rocha's UFC debut loss. But Jaleel Filo, crazy win here. Submission, like we said, Clayton Carpenter's kind of a submission guy himself. So submitting him, he got the Kimura little arm triangle ordeal and flipped him over. Really exciting stuff. His striking looked good. It set up the wrestling and the submission. He's also a pastor. I think it's kind of funny to imagine like a little 125-pound Brazilian who's like also running the church. Like he's probably just bouncing off the walls doing his sermons. It's got to be crazy. But awesome stuff there. Like I said, flyweight's my favorite division. Another great flyweight fight. Very rarely do these disappoint. And also, this is the guy here, I believe, right? Who is teammates or buddies with Joshua Van and leaked the fight. Joshua Van versus Alexandre Pantoja for the belt, co-main event, UFC 323 in December. I don't know if we got a location for that, but talk about that.
No, there's 22s out, but not 23.
23's had rumored fights, I think, though. But yeah.
Yeah,
So,
a couple rumored
yeah,
fights,
who
but this was the first we heard of the co-main of Joshua Van versus Pantoja for that flyweight belt. So any reaction to that? What were you thinking? I mean, obviously Van had a great fight against Roy Ball. I mean, maybe he didn't even win that fight. I mean, it was a great fight by both guys, and both guys, whoever wins, deserves that title shot. But it kind of went to the judges' cards. Well, and Pantoja's just lapped this division so many times now. Does Van have a chance? What are we thinking?
No, Van's good, but I mean, you're gonna have to like clip him. That's the only way you're gonna be able to beat that guy, and that's gonna be. I mean, not saying it's impossible because it'll happen eventually.
Van is a high output fighter. He can
I
hit him
know. I
100
just don't
times.
know if it's his first title. Like trying to get the title attempt ever. He's pretty young. I think he'll do well. I don't think he'll be that guy. He could be that guy. Like maybe. Like I just don't think it's this first time around he's gonna beat Pantoja.
Young
think if he gets
guys,
another
young
chance
guys
like
gotta
that,
catch the right champion to beat.
and I just don't think
And
Pantoja
is
is
not
the right
the
guy
right
right
champion to beat for sure.
now. Like we caught it, like if Bilal
If
was the
any
guy
champion.
or something, like in like an alternate universe, or something, you'd be like, okay, maybe, but like this guy's been like this dominant forever. Like
That's true.
I think he's got another at least 2 or 3 title defenses in him before somebody actually takes the belt from him.
All in all, though, I mean that's a great fight, especially being a co-main event. I mean, 323 should shape up to be a pretty decent card. Let me see. I'll look in my screen. I probably should have done this.
Almeida though, talk about Almeida's right hand P4. About this. This should determine the whole fight because he did not
Vegas.
throw hardly any right punches.
Oh, Lucas Almeida. Yeah. So the next fight, Lucas Almeida versus Michael Aswell. Lucas Almeida during the weigh-ins had a puffy, what was it, right hand, I believe, a puffy
Yeah,
right
his right
hand. Didn't raise his right hand. He kind of did like a single arm flex on the thing, and I don't know, man. I get it.
Dude,
gotta,
if you watch
gotta make
this,
money
were to
and
watch
all
this fight,
stuff.
he wasn't throwing. And why would your corner not just be like, yeah, nah.
And then all this stuff comes out afterwards. Like, it doesn't make any sense to fight. I mean, you don't want to be the guy to pull out, and he's on the prelims. He was the feature prelim. I don't know if you pull out, does that mean you get cut? It's a home crowd thing, blah, blah, blah. A whole bunch of stuff goes into it. So I'm not going to pretend that I know what's going on in Almeida's head. But yeah, if you're going into a fight without a right hand, you're pretty much fucked. And that's my professional opinion.
Southpaw maybe gets lucky.
I mean, but even then, you don't have a jab. Like, you have to be like a world-class kickboxer and then a submission artist without a
Deontay
hand.
Wilder Southpaw.
Yeah, like, I don't know. What do you suppose? A fucking hand? Like, I get like a rib or like a foot or a knee or like something that you can make. A hand, like a hand.
Some people in like one championship and stuff can just have
Motherfucker
like
couldn't even sign the
straight-
contract.
Yeah, I mean, I would not do it for sure. It was just ridiculous to even try it.
And I mean, it went exactly how you thought it would.
100%.
Round one KO.
100%.
And kind of funny that like in that like Dana didn't give as well the performance of the night, because I mean, yeah, right, you can only play who's in front of you. So I mean, I
only got
did
so
what I
much
was supposed
money,
to do.
pal. You're not getting shit.
We're gonna send him something. Shout out, no free shouts, but shout out, Show Me the Money podcast from Moicano. Moicano was talking about when he fought in Brazil, and they were talking about like he lost a fight or something, but it was like a co-main event or something, and he went like all 15 minutes, and Dana said something that like Moicano's too tough for his own good, so we're gonna triple check him. And Moicano was like, that means 3 checks. And it was like, no, hey, are you okay? No, are you okay? Are you okay? Just check him 3 times. Just, hey, are you okay? So, yeah, that's what the UFC does while fucking Aiden Ross gets like a $200,000 hand at blackjack live on Kick. And then Dana like announces the next fight live from his private jet on Instagram Live. It's so crazy. Power slap. But whatever, man. Yeah, Michael Aswell, cool. Colin Olfey, this is my first fight that I lost. I had 2 parlays going real nice. I had a won't go the distance parlay, and I had a money line parlay, and I took Ricardo Ramos by money line, and oh my god, he looked like dog shit. He didn't really want to be a part of this. It was a good opener to the main card, I guess. Colin Olfey hasn't done some like really incredible things in the ring, so I thought that Ricardo Ramos, being kind of the submission specialist that he was, could take advantage of some of that stuff. And he had a couple opportunities. He had a couple face cranks that he had, and he just kind of let go. He had opportunities to get under the neck. But then, like, somehow just Olfey ended up on his back, and then he just got standing rear naked choked. And it was like, hey, man, I don't know. I mean, I'm not an MMA fighter, UFC fighter or anything, but I'm pretty sure that if his hand goes around your neck, you should do something to stop that. And it looked like he'd never been put in a rear naked choke before, which is kind of crazy considering he's a Brazilian in Brazil with 7 submission wins and 4 submission losses. I mean, come on, you're 30 years old, featherweight. I mean, the standing rear naked choke should be the last thing that happens, but whatever. Lost that $5. Mario Pinto over Jonathan Denise. This was a good fight. Pinto is just a crazy man. He did a lot
The
of wrestling this
slowest
fight.
but relentless.
That is a crazy
ground
country,
pound
bro. Portugal?
possible.
Portugal?
And since K-Stel didn't watch this, it would be very funny to see his reaction. Maybe we'll do it on the court afterwards or something.
Yeah, we'll see what
Of his post-fight press conference was very funny, where
Yeah.
he speaks
I don't
Spanish. Like he speaks Spanish like a English first
like a
language
white
person
guy,
would
yes.
speak Spanish.
Portugal.
Bisbing kind of heard that, and then he was like, "Hey, in English." And then he goes, "I don't speak English," like really well, like not even like how Khabib says it. Like he's like, "No, I don't speak English." And then they go to the interpreter. He interprets for him and whatever. And then he goes, "Wait a second," like he wasn't like. Usually there's like certain words that when you watch the Muay Thai that like English second language people don't really know. Like he was like using words like and like he had like his own English like dialect almost. And he goes, "I practiced this." And then he had like a 2-paragraph fucking giant statement that he said. Like, "I am the best, I'm going to try to do the best," and like all this stuff. It was pretty well written. Like it was within like sentence structure and all that.
The European
Pause the commas and make sure you
European English is like the.
Really?
I
A
don't
lot
know
of British
English,
people
but I will
know
say
some,
this.
like, crazy languages, for sure. It's interesting. Other side of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, this
dumb
next
American.
one, dude.
But yeah, Pinto got a cool knockout win, and Deniz didn't look that bad either. So this is going to be two guys who are going to be really cool in the next like Apex main event or like feature prelim on a numbered card or something. But both these guys are going to have some cool fights coming up. Joel Alvarez versus Vincent Luque. Joel Alvarez
Should
becomes
never
the
happen.
first UFC fighter to win by KO twice in the same fight, and then win by decision at the end of it. Like this motherfucker.
In the third
knocked out
round, he
Luque.
spent feeling sorry for his
I
opponent.
know.
He's like
know.
elbowing him. He's like,
And on this fight, I had won't go the distance, which I should have cashed out 3 times. Then the last like minute and a half, he was going for like a fucking toe hook. Like it wasn't even a heel hook. It was so goofy. But
he was just
Joel
messing around.
Alvarez
He wasn't
punched
trying
Vincent
not
Luque.
to like, cause Luque is just, he's not any form. His
No, he's a
full
karate
form is
combat guy. Like that's where he should be. He should be in the
messed
GFL.
up his skull. He should be sitting in a classroom talking about how you can be a fighter someday. Motivational speeches. He should not be fighting. He busted his skull. He is not, he should not be back. Every fight I see, it's like Dana's like torturing this guy.
It's crazy.
Like this, yeah, the second
What is
round
he,
was
PC?
brutal. If you look at
What's Vincent Luque at welterweight?
we would like to call that a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
to the hospital.
Yeah.
Basically, are you actually really? Like,
It's the guy who like Hunter Campbell and Dana like want to do good coming off a loss. They go, okay, give him Luque.
They want a story.
Yeah.
They want that story of finally winning, and he just
needs to
he's
bounce
not
back,
co-
win hardcore. Let's just give him this guy.
Give him Luque, get a nice win under his belt with a guy with a bunch of submissions so it looks good on the resume. And yeah, Luque, we'll keep
Someone
on
from,
giving
like,
you these 15 and 15
Panama's
contracts.
martial arts league or something, dude. Like
Can
goodness.
you imagine getting 15 grand to train for like 3 months and fucking
Just be in the worst pain of your life after the
a
fact.
guy trying to break your arm and you trying really hard to not let him. Joel Alvarez, congrats, 23-3, moving on up. Davidson Figueiredo got the split decision win over Montel Jackson. I don't think this was a robbery. I could see it going either way. I don't think either fighter did enough to really necessarily
I
win
agree
the fight.
with that. I don't know.
So what are
this
you gonna
fight
do?
was.
I mean,
Give it
I
to the guy
think
with the hometown advantage.
maybe. Honestly, it felt more to me like Jackson had the plot armor more so than Figueiredo, so that's why I was a little surprised. was like Dana was probably in Sal's ear going, hey, if it's close, fucking give it to Montel. He's a bigger name. But Figgy, he called out Marab, which I don't think he's gonna win, but I think could be like kind of a fun fight. I don't know.
Oh, I thought he at least was somewhat back when I saw the result, but when I looked at the fight, I was like, ugh. He's not.
No, that is not the fight that you win
fully-
to get a title fight.
Yeah, that's not Marab fight for sure. I don't know. It was a disappointing co-main for sure. That if you
We
want to
were
give
a
it to
little
Figueiredo,
spoiled. We
it's
were a
not the
little
worst
spoiled.
thing.
Yeah,
Montel
we were
Jackson is
expecting-
not. That was not winning performance from Montel either, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So
we were expecting
pick
a
your poison.
Montel starching of Figgy, and that's how we were going to go into this next Charles Oliveira. But that's not really what happened, and congratulations to Figgy for getting the win. It is a big win for him, one of the greats at 25, still doing his thing at 35, so it's always cool to see him. His hair job, I don't know what, we talked to Blatty, hair barber, but the red always bleeds. Like, come on, man, how much money you got? You can't get stuff better than the Party City like red spray paint that Kyle does. Why are you laughing over there, huh?
Well, I
think
was
we got
I
it.
was laughing
Bronx.
before you started saying Kyle Party City.
Bronx.
I was like, okay, that was funny. And then you said my name, and then I was like, well, I'm still laughing. I don't want to just like stop dead in my tracks and look like a psycho.
Very
late.
fair.
Um,
The GOAT, bro.
Charles Oliveira, we said it at the beginning, continues his dominant streak. Gamrot, and hey, Gamrot on short notice. That's not an easy fight,
Yeah,
and
no,
he made
what are
easy
you
work.
going to expect?
He
from
did.
him?
He was
Sure.
cool.
He
Yeah,
played
I'll give my
fine. He
respects
did
to him.
fine.
He's a
It would
good
have been a
kid.
much better fight if he would have had full training, but I don't think he still beats the Bronx. But
Uh,
still, like, these
So, and then after the fight, Drew Bronx called out Max Holloway for the BMF, which I think is the fight to make.
Banger,
I think that's
banger.
awesome. Maybe a UFC Hawaii. How cool would that be?
that would be cool. Yeah, do something
Oh my
Hawaii.
gosh,
or-
I would
yeah.
love that. But talking to a friend of the podcast, Blatty, before the fight, Blatty said that if Charles Oliveira lost this fight, there was a 60% chance of him retiring. How many more? My question for the dudes is, how many more fights does Charles have? Is this Holloway one going to be the last? Or so obviously, I don't think he's going to probably get into especially if it's Ilya. They're not going to give him another title shot. But how many more fights can he do? I mean, Poirier was able to kind of stick around doing the novelty fights. I mean, a Diaz can always come back, a McGregor, like all these kind of guys, and I see K still throwing up the 2. But I mean,
I didn't.
guys can kind of fight for 4, 5, 6 extra times. I mean, who says Jeremy Stevens doesn't come back? Like, you can match these guys up forever, especially someone like Charles. The GFL
I
is
think
real
Canelo-
big.
I think if he
Canelo
loses,
can go fight Jake
he
Paul.
loses
or
to
something.
Holloway
exactly.
for the BMF, he doesn't fight after that. But if he wins the BMF belt, he goes until he loses it. And he's done.
I think he loses a big
The
one.
thing with the BMF is that
Okay.
sometimes the BMF isn't linear. But yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
I was gonna say he loses a big one, and then people think he retires. He might like do the fake retirement bull crap, whatever, and then he comes back, and then we get an Oliveira's. Is he gonna do it? And then he just gets his ass kicked, and then it's over. I really don't want to like, and I'm not like
No, it's
saying,
another gauge.
man, I just wish that Olivares just has that ending, but like I think that just kind of happens when you're a fighter. Like you get to that point where you're like, I
mean,
know
realistically,
I
how
have
many
the
more Brazilian
point.
cards. He's not gonna be able to do it at home.
It's like maybe Dana just puts him in there for the name and people will watch him, and then he loses, and then all of a sudden like he goes away for a couple
Yeah,
of
like if
years,
he's ready
and
for
then
White House.
and then all of
Or
a sudden
when
like
he's in
he
the White
comes.
House co-main.
And then he comes back and he says he's ready to go, and maybe he has a good fight with a young guy who we don't know about because, it's always changing. He gets that one shot. We see Oliveira go against a young guy, and maybe it's a tough fight. It's probably a unanimous decision, maybe split if we're really lucky to see that. And then he loses, and then it's like, all right, he had a great career. He tried to fight this young up-and-coming guy, and then there it goes. We don't really want to say this about guys like Oliveira, but, there's been a lot of guys like Oliveira in this time. Like, they try to do it, they don't do it. Poirier was, trying to be that guy. Oh, I'm the old head who's trying to get in there and keep fighting and stuff like that. And, people come and watch him, and then he just gets he tries really hard. He doesn't get his ass kicked, but he doesn't make a really great fight. And we're just kind of sitting there like, oh, Poirier. Like, he did it, but he didn't really do it, and that's it, and he's done, and that's it. Fight to end all. It's the sport to end all sports.
I think Oliveira has. I thought low key, if he would have just won this one and stuff, I wouldn't have been like insanely shocked if he would have retired here. But he's wanting to go for one more, and I would be really cool just to see him go against Holloway. And
Oh, yeah.
I do think Holloway. I don't know, but it's kind of funny that the BMF belt is a bit of like the retirement seems like, and I feel like that could definitely be the case if Oliveira loses. But I think he definitely. If he wins a belt like that, he would honor it in some sort of way and be like, I got one more in me, so I could see PC's way, honestly. But I think if he can have one more fight against Holloway. But if he were to lose, I honestly, I'd be totally cool with him retiring because he already had like such an insane run for a career. Like, I think
Never
if he
leave the
just
gym
goes
on a
through.
miss, but you also, right, you gotta go.
That would
until you
be
miss.
a good couple of ways. Like he won back in his home after a championship loss, but and then he goes and fights one of the biggest vets of the sport in the weight class for sure. And yeah, that would be super sick in my opinion.
All right, well, that does it for a UFC Fight Night Brazil. Next week we do have a cool fight. It's UFC Fight Night in Vancouver, British Columbia, just a few miles north of me.
Hollywood North.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't think I'll be able to make it up there, but if I could, that would be pretty awesome. We've got a good fight. We've got Azamat Bakoyev. We have Drew Dober versus the Canadian.
It
Kyle
could have been
Rokovich.
better, but it's not too bad.
Yeah,
So
Charles
still.
Jourdain gets another Canadian fight. Kyle Nelson, the Canadian, versus Matt Frivola, known Mets fan. Cody Gibson, Menyo Finro. Cheeto Vera is taking on Zahabi, which could be a cool fight at bantamweight. Kevin Holland's got a UFC fight, which is always fun. And then Danier de Ritter versus Brandon Allen, which is going to be a banger. For middleweight, that's kind of it for the
Combat
UFC
sports.
stuff, I think. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
Ennis,
it.
unless Howard wants to give a quick shout out to Ennis.
Yeah, I do want to just quick shout out though. But yeah, Ennis finishing a guy in 2 minutes in the first round as a boxer, and his first debut at 154, top 10 in the division, is insane. Jerron Boots Ennis. Look him up. Watch out. I told you first. If you want to know some more deep stuff about combat sports, he is going to be one of the top stars, as well as guys like Ilya Taporia and all other stuff. Continue.
Dope. Yeah, so we're kind of wrapping up here. We do have all the dudes here. If
Yep,
you
let's
wanna
do it.
finish
So
this
we-
martyrdom,
Right, we did.
I got the scores. I'm about to show them here. We had 10. We got through 5 of them.
Yeah.
So we have 6 through 10 left.
I've redone the questions since they are now a
I was
month
gonna
old.
say, I gotta look at the. Wait, did we finish 5? Well,
We finished 1 through 5 until the stream abruptly
yeah,
stopped.
dude, that was an insane stoppage.
Here, I'm about to show what's going on here. Since this is the longest season.
I'm leading.
of-
I want it to be known. I'm
No,
not
you're not.
losing.
You're
I'm
not losing,
I'm not
but you're not
losing.
winning.
Forgive
The
me.
score
I'm not.
before we started was 6-3 to 3. And if you add them up, Kyle's up to 4 points. I'm up to 7, and then Nick Howard's up to 6. So it's 7, 6, 3,
4.
5 questions.
4.
4. Sorry, 4. 4 with 5 questions left. K-Stel kind of down here in the gutter.
Oh, boy.
P4, you got some questions ready for us?
Heck yeah, I do. We ready?
Yep.
All right, I'll get my little timer set up. Actually, I'm gonna return this so I can see all your pretty faces. Stopwatch. All right. Question number 1 or number 6, whatever we want to do. Charles Oliveira won. We were just talking about him. In 2021, Charles Oliveira won the belt. Who did he beat to win the UFC lightweight belt in 2021? Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4,
I don't know how to spell his name, but that's the only answer I got.
1.
I think
All right, let's see it.
Poirier.
Poirier, Michael Chandler, and Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler is correct. He beat Michael Chandler.
Ah!
Okay, Stealth down in the gutters. Right?
I am, bro.
Number 2, we are a sports podcast that contains all sports, support all sports. So for question number 2, the Vegas Aces won the WNBA title just the other day. Congratulations to them. Led by 6'4" center
Asia Wilson,
A'ja
Bam
Wilson.
Adebayo's girlfriend.
Oh, I didn't know that. That kid's gonna be really good at whatever. it
Miami.
does.
Miami Heat.
Still.
Oh yeah, their kid. Yeah.
Yeah. She had 27, 10, and 2.5 blocks. That's what she averaged during the playoffs. What school did she go to? Time starts now.
I don't know.
See, I thought Howard would kind of know this one, but also I could blow up his spot.
I'm
and
not
he's like,
even-
Oh fuck! I'm not totally
He
sure.
knows. He knows. But I know this.
All right, let's see it.
It's at Baylor.
UConn, Baylor,
Oh my
South
gosh.
Carolina is correct. She was a Gamecock.
Oh no, bro. I'm screwed. I'm so toast.
All right.
I
so
kind
we
of
got-
deserve it. Wait. Check the scores. No, check the scores. What are the scores?
You haven't gone up.
8-4.
I was about to say.
I don't think I can win.
Well, we
I'll
gotta
just
play through because we gotta figure out who wins.
I'll play through.
I
I'll
wrote
play.
these fucking questions. I'm gonna say.
I'll
'em.
play through. All right, that's okay.
Just throw the game after a month.
It's been more than a month. This has been longer.
All right, I have a couple funny ones here. Fine. Let's just. You know what? Let's skip that one and let's do these goofy ones. Who leads the MLB postseason in average? You guys are gonna be so pissed at this answer. Who has the highest average in baseball this postseason? "17 plate appearances, which is nothing to kind of sneeze at. All right, everyone got an answer?
Yeah.
Let's see it. Wait. Okay. And okay. 2 of you have second place. 1 of you, I don't even think Dalton Varsho's on the list.
No, Vaughn.
Oh, Vaughn? No, it's not Vaughn either. Ernie Clement.
Ah!
Ernie Clement's like 529 right now. Ernie
Ernie.
Clement mentioned.
I was gonna put Vladdy, but I was like, nah, I think he like
Unbelievable.
sucked
I feel
a couple 2
disappointed I missed
games.
that.
I was like,
All
maybe
right,
Andrew Vaughn got there, but no.
Another baseball stat here. Which MLB team resides the furthest north? Maybe an easy one here, but resides the furthest north on the globe. Which MLB team resides the furthest north? Everyone got an answer?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
We got Mariners.
Seattle by 217 miles. Toronto is like so far south. I think Cleveland's higher, is more north than. fucking
No,
Toronto.
it's not Cleveland. It's I think Detroit's higher though.
I think Buffalo is.
Buffalo
It's right
way
next
is.
to Buffalo.
Yeah, and then I had to talk to Dad about the pronunciation of the waterfall that separates the two.
It's a
Gets a
great.
little racy
It's a,
at
it's a
dinner
great. It's a
sometimes.
grapevine.
Nick Howard's so fucking done with this podcast. Where's your Taylor Swift shit, man?
Yeah, he doesn't even do anything.
You go
He just
on
plays
ahead.
dudes in sports smarter dumb and it doesn't do the punishments.
Last
As
question.
I have
What
a
is?
tab in my background. Continue.
All right. Last question. Justin Fields has a player option next year. What is the dead cap? What do you guys think Justin Fields is owed next year?
Give me a percentage of Aaron Rodgers' contract. What Aaron Rodgers being owed?
Yeah, we're gonna be
Shit.
paying 3.
I'll
head
put a
coaches.
dollar sign right next to it just to make it seem nice.
Yeah. What is the dead cap number for Justin Fields being on the New York Jets next year? We've got answers.
Yep, I got one.
Let's go ahead. PC treats this like Final Jeopardy.
2 million.
34 million, 2 million, 20 million. It's actually 22 million. If you want to give Howard a point for that, I don't care.
No. We're going to let the guy win that never shows up to the podcast? That's so dumb, bro. The guy that literally never comes to the podcast who still owes
$22 million.
still owes
That's like
three
top
punishments.
10 in QB.
I'll tell you what. Next time I'm on the pod, the punishment will happen. Hey,
Well, let's
pull
figure-
up. Yeah, let's figure out what that
Figure
punishment.
this out now.
Do we have
Okay,
new
still-
punishments? Anything?
There's a few, nothing crazy.
Like,
I
let
mean,
me
I'll
see the
probably
new one.
update.
Let me see the new ones.
I don't know if there really is that many.
I haven't done the beer mile yet. Man, I do not want to do
There's a
that.
few of these. There's a few of these.
I do not want to do the beer mile. Man,
We'll
that
go back.
is.
We'll go back through some of these.
I reject doing the beer
So we've got egg roulette, which we've done.
I'll-
Dude made
I'll
sandwich,
do
dude
it,
made
but-
smoothie, Twitter takeover, ice bucket challenge, whiteboard only, which is where you
Kidding.
just do the pod through the whiteboard. Podcast teleprompter, where the dudes tell you what you're gonna say about each segment during it. Dress up like a dude. You get to dress up as one of the dudes of the Dude Sports Podcast. Star Wars Acolyte PowerPoint, where you have to watch Star Wars Acolyte and give us a full detailed PowerPoint on the podcast. 1 teaspoon of horseradish, 1 hot chip challenge, improv comedy on the podcast. WWE Superstar, you have to dress up like a WWE Superstar and come in at the entrance dressed up in a gimmick. Live broadcast of a WNBA game. A swimmer, where you have to look like a swimmer. Cowboy up, you got to dance like a cowboy. 7-day TikTok challenge, pretty self-explanatory. And then 3 shots of soy sauce. Each dude gets one say of saying soy sauce. They just say soy sauce. They do the shot of soy sauce when they say it.
I do not want to do the soy sauce.
Ready to figure
one.
this out? Let's see which one. K-Stel.
Anti-Asian. Stop Asian hate.
Oh, that of course does not work. I don't know how we're gonna do that, but live broadcast for WNBA game. Do we?
Come up with
Put
another
that
one.
on ice.
Do
Yeah,
we?
come up
Do
with
we?
another one.
Do we
It's
do?
out
no,
season.
that-
Do we
That's
do
like
another?
really
I will
awesome.
do another
It's
one.
out
I will
season.
do
Don't
another.
count.
I will do another
This
one.
makes up. This makes
Yeah.
up for the wings. This makes up for the wings.
Yeah, it makes up
Yeah,
for the
that's-
wings because I didn't eat them all.
Did do those. Oh, this one's way better.
Oh no! No, come on!
So the next Dudes in Sports podcast, whoever's on, will have a doc for K-Stel if he will be saying what we write for him. Now, honestly, a lot of it's going to be his own personal thoughts, and everything.
If you
he
give
says
me-
during
if-
that podcast,
If you
is
give,
going to be, we're not going to make it like obviously we're not going to get demonetized and all that stuff. I'll make sure to.
P4 can make
check-
it demonetized.
P4.
We gotta be a
I'll-
little
I'll
bit of
check-
civil
I'll check
human.
P4. I will check. I will commission
dudes
her
and
in to make sure that
sports.
P4's comments aren't too drastic. But yeah, it's gonna be
Dudes in
interesting stuff.
politics next weekend.
Yeah.
Set your
Fox
clocks.
News.
Oh man, it should be interesting. K-Stel loses. We have Howard as our new smarter dumb host. Let's see if he shows up once between these next 3 months,
Oh.
but we'll hopefully have that happen. Let's wrap it up here, folks.
Yeah,
Let's do-
in the comments, there's a GoFundMe for Kyle. He's gonna be unemployed next Monday.
No. No.
Let's go whip around to the dudes to the end of the podcast. Let's start with old K-Stel. What's your final words?
Yeah, hopefully you guys, you can type as much as you want, but to be honest, if you give me like a prompt to talk on, I will absolutely rock that. Like if you say like, hey, like talk about,
Abortion.
That's crazy to say on a
Dudes in
Dudes'
sports. Dudes in sports, folks.
We are now demonetized.
That's
This is why there's going to be a commission.
they're glad there's a commissioner.
Dudes. Yeah, that's
Dudes.
Two things that can't even say that. That's crazy.
Wait,
Two
how
birds,
am
one
I
stone.
even
Did
allowed?
you just say that
Do you
men
know how
can't get
insane that
pregnant?
is?
Did you just say men can't get pregnant?
By the way, Black
Duke,
Pearl.
that's Duke education for
Black-
you. Look at that.
Black
Look,
Pearl
this is LSU promotion.
And
this is LSU promotion.
anyways, I do have to do my beer mile, which I'm not excited for. So I probably will try to do that here soon.
Have I ever
I'll-
lost one of these? Oh, I had to do the.
No. What else am I gonna say?
I have smelling salts now.
Yeah. I watched. Yeah. If you guys haven't heard, I've watched.
Did you even?
I've watched Tron Ares 3 times. It's my favorite franchise. It's my only franchise I care about. People don't like it. It's
Kansas
always
City
going to be
Royals.
hated. But I don't care. It's my franchise, and Jared Leto didn't even play a bad character.
The wave with Jared Leto.
I know, bro. Isn't that crazy, bro? It's like it's like what do I get a movie?
The visuals.
Do I get a movie or do I get a movie or do I get Jared Leto? It's two options, and I had to get a movie. But yeah, it's going as well as it can go, which is not good. But yeah, it makes me sad. I love Tron. It's my favorite of all time, and it made less than Morbius, and that's really sad. It's very, very sad because Morbius is a horrible movie, bro. It is so bad. Morbius is one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my
Morbius
lifetime.
probably made people with another Jared Leto film not want to watch.
No, it's very
Jared Leto film.
it's very true, and I don't know if I told P4 this or somebody, but you know, every single Tron movie that's ever come out, regardless of what has happened, then the 5 years after it happened, there's going to be multiple, like thousands of YouTube videos saying like this is why this movie changed Hollywood entirely, and that's what's going to happen.
Cult film.
Yeah, it's just a cult film, bro. I'm just
People who don't know Jared
listen,
Leto
bro.
in
Listen. Well, first of all,
2045.
they're gonna say, listen, Jared Leto did great in 2 films, and that was Blade Runner and Tron, and those were his 2 favorite franchises of all time. And it's very sad, bro. It's very sad that my favorite franchises of all time is Blade Runner and Tron, and it just so happens that one of the worst human beings in Hollywood is also fans with that. Please don't make any assumptions, by the way, if that's what you're trying to do. But yeah, that's what I did most of this week and weekend, is I watched my favorite franchise, and I missed a lot of football, I missed a lot of baseball, and I don't regret any of it. So if anyone is watching, and I'm looking at it right now, there's one concurrent viewer. If you really like cool visuals and cool soundtracks, go watch Tron. That's about it. So that's all I got to say.
Lots of stuff there from K-Style. Howard, please try to keep it under 25 minutes. We really appreciate it. But what's your final words?
It was like 5 minutes.
Well,
back.
of course. Anyways, we got the LSU Tigers getting the dub over the South Carolina Gamecocks, which they should have won by like 5 or 7 touchdowns, but instead it was a insanely close game and it came down to the wire. Don't like this offense at all. Nussmeier is either hurt and just won't come out, or he just has something completely wrong with his mechanics in the biggest year of his career, truthfully, of his life up to this point. But, I mean, I don't know what exactly. The LSU defense looks incredible. I'm still repping because they got the dub. Titans just don't look fun. Brian Callahan has got this approach all of a sudden where it's like, it's all of us that suck, even Cam Ward. And I kind of just don't really appreciate that because like Cam Ward's, I feel stepping on his toes a little bit, saying we're bad, but then things are good, and then when things are bad again, he's like, we're all downhill, we're all bad together, no one is standing out and stuff, and it's like, why be more negative? Like that's not what we need to win games. So
JD
I don't know.
Martinez, let's look
Like,
together.
yeah, exactly. Like it's just like let's be in this together. Let's win next week. Why not? Why not us? Like something like that's just not Brian Callahan's thing at all. Like the
No, it's Tyler
last name
Walker.
has carried him so big. He's just not a head coach. I think Cam Ward definitely has shown flaws, though. That being said, it's kind of tough to see how his development is going to be under the current coaching staff. I think our defense is great on that team too, but in the NFL, unless your defense is absolutely stellar, it's going to break at some point. And when the offense is just turning it over inside the 10-yard line, own 10-yard line, and just like completely falling apart every other drive, 3 and out, run the ball, Tony Pollard, first down every time. It's just so irritating. Like, I hate slapping my leg so hard watching this team every week. It's just infuriating. Point being, the Titans are not doing good. Maybe they get a couple of wins the rest of the year. Hopefully a few, maybe a new coach interim. I don't know who that would be, but if he loses against Vrabel, he probably loses his job to the owner. So that would be pretty crazy because after the A.J. Brown loss, our GM, John Robinson, who really tanked us, got fired after that. So that would not be shocking if Amy was just like, I'm going to do something about this for the millionth time, and it doesn't work. Titans really let me down. Liverpool's coming back soon. It's been a kind of depressing international break for Mexico. Not looking forward to their play. U.S. has also not been too good going into the World Cup play next year, but not terrible. So we'll see how that kind of turns around for them. But yeah, postseason baseball. Cardinals aren't in it. You know, it is what it is there. I know we got all of us here relating to that, but nonetheless, it's entertaining to watch.
P4, main man from way out west. What's your final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a fun podcast next time K-Stelt's on. I know that. Other than that, if any of the football players came across this, please study your playbooks. Oh my goodness! I mean, gosh. Here, I'll give a little anecdote. This isn't to bash anyone or anything, but there is times where you're standing on the sidelines, and the coach next to you or something, they go, "What'd you call?" And I say, "This." And they go, "Huh? What are they gonna like? That's not what formation they in. What are they running?" And you go, "I have no idea. That's not the formation I called. Like, there's no way that they can do what I called from where they're standing." So I hope they figure it out. But that's the kind of the cool thing about coaching is that in between the whistles, there's not much you can do. But Eric Glenn can do like cool like dances and stuff.
Everybody
and,
learns.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. It's silly, but it's a fun time, and sports is always doing good. I mean, Jets are going to play. I got threatened today. Justin Fields said there's 11 games left. So I don't know what that means, but...
Also, Aaron Glenn called a ridiculous question for
Yeah.
wondering why Justin Fields would get benched.
We'll see. We play
Ridiculous.
Carolina and Cincinnati.
Can't throw
now.
past 10 yards. Ridiculous.
He's not a quarterback. He's a kick returner, I think. I think that's what he is.
Open receivers, doesn't throw the ball.
Oh my
Ridiculous to
It-
bench
it-
him.
Oh, okay, but who?
I officially saw
Who
the
you took?
QB film. I officially saw. Oh yeah, that's the kind of fortunate part. Like, oh, we got Tyrod. Isn't Tyrod hurt again? Oh, he's just not. He just
Yeah.
didn't do good when he came back. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just like,
Yeah. Hey,
no, they suck.
road to Sellers, maybe.
Dude,
Fernando
I don't
Mendoza.
know. Yeah.
Mendoza.
We'll see. I mean, Garrett's probably going to stay, but Brees could go. Hugh could go. His brother could go. I mean, there's a couple guys who like the Jets have that could get like, right? Like you've talked about Simmons. Like Simmons is probably going to get a first round pick, right? You wouldn't trade him for anything less than that. Like maybe a first next year, not this year. You would do
A
but-
first next year would be cool. I would be all right with that for sure.
Yeah.
Like a
And I
first
think-
next year, and then like a load of like third rounds or something this year. More
Brett,
draft
you gotta,
capital this year.
yeah,
would
you
be,
gotta,
like,
you gotta do something.
fine.
Quinn and Williams, like you're not gonna trade these guys for a 5th round pick. Now maybe Brees Hall might get.
You
something
gotta shake the
that's, like,
core
not
if you're
awesome.
gonna be at the bottom of the league. You can't just be like, oh, maybe this works. Oh,
Right, 'cause,
this
like-
quarterback, because the rest of the team still sucks around this quarterback
Hey,
that
that's
we
what the
got on
Jets
this
have been
trash
doing,
team.
yeah, for years, and you thought that like, oh, Chris Herndon and Robbie Anderson are the skill position players that we need, and then now it's Garrett Wilson and the team's worse. So it's like, what the fuck? But all fun stuff. Like, donate via super chat, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff, and Dudes of Sports is just, man, coming at you, dude. I mean, whether you like it or not, every Sunday.
Yeah.
Goodbye, folks.
This has been the Dudes of Sports podcast. 9:30 Central Time, 7:30 for you West Coasters.